Hey, everybody, welcome into Mornings with Loretta. And as you know from my social media posts, I'm super giddy about having Chef Belton on again. So it's Mardi Gras season, y'all. And if you can't make it to New Orleans, then plan a home celebration. So joining us today to share party inspiration is Chef Kevin Belton. Yes, who is teaming up with Zatarain to share his favorite Mardi Gras recipes. Chef Belton is also an author and author of 4 cookbooks, not one, but 4. And he hosts his own show on public TV called Kevin Belton's Cooking Louisiana. Welcome, Chef. How are you?
Oh, baby, I am doing so good that I'm talking to you.
And so you had me saying baby last time. And so I'm saying baby again.
It just happened. It's just the way we are.
You all take everybody in as family, and I love that. So what is the secret for creating an authentic Mardi Gras recipe?
You just said it. It's family and friends. You got to get family and friends together. Matter of fact, the Zatarain's family, they've put together a line of products. They've come up with some of their family recipes to make it easy for anyone, anywhere to celebrate not only Mardi Gras, but anything they want to celebrate.
Okay. I like that how you're so inclusive, but most of my friends in New Orleans think it is just New Orleans. You can't duplicate this anywhere else. You got to come down, baby. You got to come down. So I like how you said that. You make us feel like we can do it, but you make it look easy, but it is not. I've tried it. So what is needed for a great Mardi Gras menu?
Look, come on. You can do this. You can do this. I like to go with the sausages. They've done 3 styles of smoked sausage. There's a Cajun style, an andouille, and there's a blackened seasoned chicken smoked sausage. So between the sausages, because it's nice and filling, they give a lot of flavor, a little bit of the Creole seasoning. Between these, anything you might make in your pantry at home, that food is just going to be dancing on the plate.
Oh, dancing on the plate, and I hope not dancing into the trash can. I will need some lessons, that's for sure. So I want you to share a recipe to kind of cook off the Mardi Gras celebration. Because Chef, is it just because you guys do a whole plethora of things? We think it's just one day, like the Bourbon Street thing, but you guys do parades and you do balls and all kinds of stuff, all like way before this.
Carnival season starts January 6th. And it's always the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. This year it's coming fast, but sometimes it stretches later. So it's Carnival 6 starts, January 6th starts the Carnival season. They call that King's Day. But I live near a parade route. So everybody shows up to the house really early in the morning. I make a breakfast casserole, whip up some eggs, throw in a little bit of seasoning in the eggs, but I use the andouille sausage with the eggs. That little smokiness from the andouille, along with those eggs, are a nice complement. And depending on, if you have big eaters, besides the sausage, throw in some chicken, throw in some shrimp in that casserole as well.
You had a lot of us buying the andouille sausage from Zatarain's. A lot of my viewers were saying they didn't even know there was such a thing. And so now it's like a staple in their homes, which of course we're going to have at our Super Bowl party because we saw it. You told us first about it last year. So let me ask you this. What's another traditional must-have Mardi Gras dish for our celebration?
Now, you mentioned the andouille, but this is become my favorite, is the blackened seasoned chicken smoked sausage. I decided to use that in a dip. This is a Cajun Fiesta dip, all right? Uses the black bean and rice dinner mix. How easy is that? All you got to do is open a box, match it with the blackened seasoned chicken smoked sausage, and now you've got a great dish. Look, you've got some cheese, you've got some tomatoes. This is one of those dishes where a lot of folks will go, oh, that's too pretty to eat, but others will push everybody out of the way. But the trick is you got to take that chip and you got to go deep down in the bottom of the bowl. You got to go deep in the bowl to come up with
deep
everything.
In there.
You can't
You got to let the chip touch the bottom, right?
Exactly. That's it.
Okay, somebody's asking for you to pronounce the sausage again because we've been saying it wrong everywhere else, obviously.
What's that, the andouille?
Yeah, the andouille. I think we say andouille.
Well, hey, As long as you don't say andouille or andouille, 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 you know, the blackened seasoned chicken. And then there's one more because, you know, jambalaya, Mardi Gras wouldn't be without jambalaya, you know. But a lot of folks are intimidated by cooking rice if you're not from New Orleans and Louisiana because we eat so much rice because it'll get overcooked. So how about making pastalaya? You can use any pasta you want. Most people always know how to cook pasta. This is the Cajun style smoked sausage. I threw in some shrimp to keep that sausage company. But make a pastalaya. Seasoned it with a little bit of the Creole seasoning. And you know what? For folks who like it seasoned more, you can always just leave the seasoning on the table and they can add to it. All right. But it's a great way to go.
Again, who knew that Zatarains had their, because you know we have our favorite Creole seasonings, right? I'm not calling any names, but I'm definitely gonna give Zatarains a try. So do you have any other suggestions? Because you are like, you can turn anything into a Mardi Gras dish and a Creole dish just by everything we have in it. Because you mentioned eggs. I'm like, what in the world, chef, are you going to do with an egg around Mardi Gras celebration? So for creating that special Mardi Gras celebration at home, what else can we use that's probably in any home around the country?
Look, a lot of love. That's the key recipe for most Louisiana ingredients. And that's why Zatarain's, everybody loves it because it's a family. There's a Zatarain's family, and they put love in everything they do. So at home, when you're making a dish, you put a little love in it, it's always going to come out good.
That was so sweet. And I love how you said use the pasta because we want to think gumbo, which it is very hard, if possible, to duplicate New Orleans or Creole gumbo, no matter what you're using. So you said we could use the pasta and still pour in the shrimp and the chicken and the Zatarains, andouille.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. All right. You always enlighten me and you teach me stuff every time you come on. I can't wait to meet you one day in person and just cook or watch you cook, should I say.
Hey, I'm looking forward to that. And your audience can go to zatarains.com and pick out any recipe they want, but just tell them, put a little love in it.
Put a little love in it. Well, Chef, thank you so much for your time and happy Mardi Gras.
Same to you, darling. Nice to see you.
You too. Bye-bye. So have no fear. Chef has to leave, but we're going to keep this conversation going. I promise you, you're going to want to stay. And I'll tell you about how I met this next guest that's coming on. But let me tell you about Chef Kevin Belton. He is a gumbo of English, French, and Native American, African ancestry. His mother's family has roots in French, Caribbean island of Martinique, and his French-speaking father's family came from Bayou La Forche. It's south of Louisiana near, let me tell you, these names are like speaking French. I promise you there's like speaking French when you say anything about New Orleans. So he is a self-trained chef. He began cooking under the watchful eye of his mother and his grandmother in the uptown New Orleans home where he grew up. From there, he became this well-known chef. He has an award-winning TV show that I kind of mentioned about in the opening of the show. So cooking instruction is second nature to Chef Belton, who has spent almost 30 years teaching the foundation of Louisiana cooking to appreciative audiences all across the world, in addition to the almost 7,000, not 700 lessons, but 7,000 lessons he's led. And Chef has also offered classes and cooking demonstrations throughout the US, Canada, and he's been featured chef and guest on numerous food programs, including Emerald Live, Ready, Set, Cook, Mornings with Loretta. He's with Life, Love, and Lunch, Good Fighters, and Taste of America in 1999. He was co-host and chef of the BBC series Big Kevin, Little Kevin, which also featured British celebrity chef Kevin Woodard. So he is well known, not only in New Orleans, honey, but all over the country and internationally as well. So we are just waiting on our next guest. So I went to New Orleans, a friend and I went to New Orleans, and was it last June? We were scheduled to go last March, the day after I had my fall. And that didn't happen, right? That did not happen. But let me tell you this, we did end up going to New Orleans. and my publicist, the Monica Renee, had some outings, some people I needed to meet while I was there with my boot on, right? In New Orleans with my boot on, with my ankle brace on. And let me tell you, Monica had me go to the Mother-in-Law's Lounge with the incredible Mr. Ruffin, who is known all over the world, again, as a saxophone player. I want to say saxophone player. He runs this. He has a cooking show on the Food Network and has this amazing lounge in New Orleans that all of the Grammy winners and nominated people are there at any time and any day. He's also a Grammy nominated and probably a winner as well. So I met him, and then we're going to go to Little Dizzy. I was like, where do we go for some authentic New Orleans food? And so she's got to go to Little Dizzy. And I'm like, Little Dizzy, what's that? So we find Little Dizzy's on a Monday or whatever day. They were closed that day. So I was like, oh my goodness, I don't get to go. And not only did I go, I get to eat there, but I didn't get to meet the owner, Arkesha Baquette, because I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It looks one way and said pronounced another. So Arkesha is so into, well, she's native of New Orleans. So of course she is into everything Mardi Gras, right? So she's been going to all these balls, and there are tons of balls. I mean, like in Memphis, we have balls here, balls there, but New Orleans, especially around Mardi Gras, you're subject to have invitations or be able to buy tickets within this January the 6th through until Mardi Gras, like 12 balls. And then you have the parades and then the Zulu events and all of these events. And so she is amazing. She is the owner of Little Dizzy. I said all that to say that. And she is actually going to be live in her restaurant, which is iconic, is legendary. Her father-in-law started Little Dizzy. And let me know if you've ever been there, because the food is so unforgettable. You will go again and again. I believe President Barack has been there. I think maybe President Bush has been there too, or President Ford. I forgot which one, but a lot of presidents have been there. Celebrities have been there. Amazing, well-known politicians, business people have been to Little Dizzy's, and I wanted to go. I'm still gonna go. So we're planning the trip back to New Orleans to take all this in. So Arkesha is going to be our guest today, and she's running Little Dizzy. And so we went to this other iconic place in New Orleans that everybody goes again. There was the line was wrapped around the building, and they say it's like that every day. And I can't even think of the name of the place. Monica will have to tell me. But the food was amazing, and everybody that worked there was amazing. And then so as we're leaving that legendary place, here comes Arkesha. She's closed that day, so she's coming to support another restaurant. Isn't that amazing? So she's there as we're leaving in, so I get a chance to take a picture with her and to meet her in person, although I did not get to go to her restaurant. So she is our guest today. So it's all about New Orleans. It's all about Mardi Gras. So I guess they will be chiming in soon. But again, she is in her restaurant, and as I told you, it's super busy. And look who's here. It's like the bell is ringing. Ding dong. The ladies are here. So I've done an introduction already. No need to waste time on that. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. The Arkesha that we've been talking about. Hey, lady.
Hello.
So we have some background noise, but that's okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm super excited about this conversation we're going to have. So I've been telling them about you and your restaurant and all the balls and all the festivities. We had Chef Belton on, and he told me, I'm trying to see So I'm going to bring Monica back as a camera when she's ready, because she's going to kind of do some B-roll for us. So tell everybody who you are, lady. We have balls here, balls there.
Hey, my name's Arkesha Smith-Baquet, and I am the co-owner of Little Dizzy's Cafe, which is located in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the heart of Treme, which is one of the oldest African-American neighborhoods in the United States. And we are a family-owned restaurant with a third generation, where we specialize in some amazing gumbo and fried chicken.
Okay. So you all specialize in a lot because I've heard and I saw where you were on CBS today or this morning or something about your red beans and rice. And well, honey, it made me. I told Monica I need to come right now after this show. I need to come to Little Dizzy. Are you open today? I know you are because you're on site.
Yes. So we're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We do open on some Sundays. Mardi Gras is my favorite season and holiday. So we're open that Sunday before Mardi Gras. Every year, that is a Sunday that we are open. So I'm excited about that.
So I'm interested to know how you balance owning the restaurant, running the restaurant, and then being deeply involved and rooted in all things New Orleans, not just Mardi Gras, but for the sake of this show, we're talking about Mardi Gras. So you've already been to how many balls? And Mardi Gras isn't until when? What's the actual date?
The actual date for Mardi Gras is going to be Tuesday, February the 13th. And so far, I have attended a total of 6 balls. And I have one tomorrow and one on next Sunday. So I still have 2 more to go.
Okay, and we're talking balls. People think we have a different perception of what a ball is. Can you describe a Mardi Gras ball to us and who's hosting it and why you all are out there? Now, you're partying for a cause, and that's certainly the case, but you're having a lot of fun too.
Yeah, so every year we call it carnival time. Another word for Mardi Gras is carnival time. So you have different crews, Mardi Gras crews, and each Mardi Gras crew is going to host their own coronational ball where they crown their king and queen. Some people just have queens. You know, some female crews, they only have queens, but some crews have kings and queens. But we have one amazing group, which is Zulu. So Zulu not only has a king and a queen, it has characters. And each character gets to have their own ball also. So I was blessed to attend a few of the character balls. I am riding with the Zulu mare this year. So, of course, I was able to attend that ball. The crew of Femme Fatale, all-female Black riding crew. And I'm also a member of the crew of Nande, which is a very new crew started this year that will ride. So I've attended those balls, and I'm just enjoying it. Mardi Gras means a lot. It brings a lot of revenue to the city, but it's a lot of history that comes with it. I've enjoyed Mardi Gras since I was a child. My mother taking me to parades, loading up the station wagon with some sandwiches and drinks, and you get a parking spot, and you go watch the float, come back and eat, and go back again.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that is crazy. So for those who are not familiar with the carnival life, you said crew, and there's KREWE, right? So yes. What does that mean? Because is that just different clubs?
It's different clubs, and it varies. You know, you have all male crews, you have all female, you have where it can be male and female riders. So that's the pleasure that comes with this, where you can pick and choose a crew that you want to ride with. Like Zulu is an all-male crew, but they allow female riders to participate under their Mardi Gras to ride. Mr. Crew of Femme Fatale is all female. We don't have a king, and it's all women that's going to ride. Also with the crew of Nandi. But you have other crews, they allow men and women to ride.
Okay, so let's just go back a minute. Because you grew up with this restaurant, you know it, you run it, you're in and out. So it's beloved to you, but to us, it's everything. So I want to tell people, if you will, tell us about the history of Little Dizzy. You know, how long has it been around? Why was it founded and all that good stuff? Just take us on a ride.
Well, Little Dizzy's Cafe is the last operating restaurant from the Baquet family. The Baquet family, which is the family I married into, I am married into the family, has been in the restaurant business for over 75 years. There has been about 15 different Baquet restaurants, and Little Dizzy's Cafe is the last one in operating, right? That's operating. But Little Dizzy started back in 2004. My father-in-law, Wayne Baquet Sr., started Little Dizzy's. It is actually named after my husband's oldest son, Zachary Baquet. And the reason it's called Little Dizzy is because when he blew the trumpet in high school, his cheeks inflated, and they called him Little Dizzy, like Dizzy Gillespie. because he blew the horn. And so we just been able to have this thing going for the last 70 something years. And my goal is for my husband, Wayne, Julie, and I to continue the Baquet legacy. We are in hopes that one of our children will be the fourth generation and carry this thing on and keep it going. She's muted.
Just talking.
Okay, hold on. Something was going on with my microphone. I said, "Oh, so you love Lil Dizzy so much, and you just working in it, but we esteem it very highly. Can you tell us some of the people who come there to eat often that we may or we've heard their name a couple of times? I know some of the iconic people who have been at the iconic Lil Dizzy. So can you tell us some of the people who've been there?
Well, we've had musicians, actors, actresses, politicians come. We've had President Bush has come and eaten when my father-in-law was owning the restaurant. He came in and ate. We've had, since I've owned the restaurant, we've had Benjamin Crump come. We've had the governor of New York come. We've had Al Varner, Peter Guns. He was one of my favorites because he was so nice. There's just been a plethora. Sophia, Ava DuVernay. There have been several people that have come to Dizzy's, and we truly appreciate them taking time to come and show us some love and support.
And they continue to come. It's not like a one-stop. So has anybody filmed a movie there or a music video, some iconic person? Because I know people love it. I love how humble you are. Don't get me wrong. I love how humble, but people do love Lil Dizzy's.
They do. Well, we've had the series, the Treme, HBO Treme series was filmed, had a few shots filmed here. There is a show called Your Honor that has been filmed here. We've had a music video. There's a gentleman by the name of Pell. He's an artist that has filmed a video here. We have been on Restaurant Impossible, the Germany edition. We've also had two very popular gentlemen from England called Jolly has come in and filmed here with us. And then we have the amazing food critic, Mark Waynes. He came on a Thursday before and ate smothered okra. So we're on the map, I think.
See, I told people you may have heard these names because I knew they would, because you have a wall of some of the celebrities that have been there. We were going to try to show that, but hopefully when we edit this for television, I'm pretty sure Monica's going to make sure we have those photos. So as you name them, we can show the photos of them actually being there. So what is it that you love about running a restaurant? We had one. It's a lot of work. People like the glamorous side of it and, being able to make people happy, but it's a ton of work. It's like you never get off work. So what do you like about it, and how do you wind down?
Well, what I like about running a restaurant the most is the people. I truly do appreciate when someone comes and they say to me, hey, I saw you on TikTok, or I heard about this place, or I was told this was the best place to come. And they seem so excited. That means the world to me for somebody to take the time to walk, drive, Uber, catch a bike, and come here to eat with me. That means a lot, because you have to put that effort in to want to come here. And so my goal is to make sure when the person does come, they're getting the full experience and they're happy that they came. I want to tell you, one of the amazing musicians that come often to Dizzy's is Trombone Shorty. He's a native of New Orleans, from the Treme area. And whenever he's not on tour, he definitely comes and dines with us, and he always brings somebody. So that's one of my favorite people that always come and eat here.
So you're going to say, is Loretta here again? Because every time I come, I'm going to make sure you're open. And I just cannot wait to experience your delicious food. Monica Renee, my publicist, has told me so much about you. And I was telling people in the intro how you have this super successful, delicious restaurant that's the food and restaurant and energy, but yet you go out and support other restaurants, because you remember when I met you, what restaurant were we at?
We were at Murrow's. Yes, I met you guys.
Yes.
Haven't did
Yeah.
at Murrow's. I am a person, to be honest with you, I love to eat out. I will eat out every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because I just love to eat out. And so my first goal whenever I'm deciding to go eat out is to support other Black businesses. That is a thing for me and my family. We want to make sure we're showing support to other businesses. It is never in an effort to show support because I'm looking for them to do something for me or to come to Disney's. That's not what it's about for me. The biggest thing for me is if you provide good food and good customer service, you got a customer for life for me. You have me for life. Because I truly value those two things. If the food's good and you treat me right, then I'm coming and I'm bringing somebody and I'm sending somebody.
I love it. It's unheard of, because outsiders want to call it competition, but like you said, I want to support. And you and I forgot her name, is the Miss Mara and her son. He bought the restaurant, bought one for her, bought one for the grandmother, and he runs it and does a whole lot of other stuff. So you all don't just do one thing in New Orleans. You're like Jamaican for real. You're doing like 15 other things and supporting people like crazy. And I'm telling you, that endeared me to you when I saw you coming to support another restaurant. Like, so
I've actually done Murrow's one time for my birthday. Like, that was the restaurant I did my birthday at 2 years ago. This past year, I did my birthday at a restaurant called Justini's Nola, very new restaurant. The young lady who owns it is a mixologist. She is the creator of my 2 signature drinks here that we serve at Dizzy's. So it's a great thing to be able to give back and to support somebody, because I get shown a lot of love. People show me a lot of love and respect, and I truly appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. So do you consider when there's Black, like we're into Black History now month. I'm into Black History every day because I am definitely African American Black, and so everything I do is Black history. But so how do you see your restaurant and Mardi Gras fitting into the history of Black history moving forward and in the past?
Well, the thing for us being located in the heart of Tremaine neighborhood, it gives us a leg up because we're located in the heart of Tremaine, which is, again, one of the oldest African American neighborhoods in the United States. So this neighborhood, people want to come and see. It's walking distance from the Backstreet Museum, the African American Museum. There's always Indian practice in this area. So there's a lot of culture and African American history that's taking place around me all year long. Not just Mardi Gras, it's always going on. So I'm benefiting from that standpoint of it. And just Mardi Gras is actually my biggest grossing time at the restaurant because people come in town for Mardi Gras, but they make it a point to stop in at Dizzy's. There's a parade that passes in front of my restaurant on Mardi Gras, which is the Monday before Mardi Gras. It's called Mardi Gras. There's a big parade that's going to pass called the Crew of Red Beans. Ooh. It passes in front of my door. So I'm just engulfed in Mardi Gras, whether I want to be or not, with this location.
Okay. So I did see, because when they were featuring your restaurant on one of the many clips that you all have out there, it was about the red beans and the company that does. So that actual parade they show, I didn't know it was right in front of it travels in front of your restaurant.
Yes,
it's called you serve those same red beans.
Oh, yes. We have those red beans on Monday, and they're made from camellia beans. And camellia has been around over 100 years. They made their 100-year anniversary. And so that's a fabric of New Orleans, camellia beans. And so being able to be part of that parade is just awesome, because it's on a Monday, because it's tradition in New Orleans to serve red beans on a Monday. And for them to pass right in front of the door, again, it's one of my highest grossing days every year.
Okay, so you said something. I'm glad you said it because that triggered me, reminded me to ask you this question. Why is it, and I know the answer, but I want to, because people probably didn't even know. I'm sure people don't know this, but why is it that red beans and rice is served on Mondays? How did that all start?
Well, from what I understand, red beans day on Monday is because Monday was wash day when the slaves would do all of their laundry. So you could put the beans on a low fire and cook them all day long. So by the time you're finished laundry, which washing on the washboard, rinsing, stringing out, and then putting it on the clothesline, by the time right before the sun go down, dinner's ready, the red beans have cooked because they've been on a low fire all day long. And every now and then you go in and stir the pot and just let them cook down and just get all those flavors mixed in.
I love that. And that's exactly what I've heard too. And we're going to call that one true. So I know New Orleans is known for so many amazing things, right? And like any other city, there's some other stuff going on. Like we're not even going to spend time talking about that because the news does a good job. But you're known for that champion NFL team. You have the New Orleans Saints. You're known for the Mardi Gras, and you're known for Bourbon Street. So what out of all the stuff that your city is known for, because you are a native New Orleans, and Monica tells me about all these little stories behind the scene things, and like kind of like the red beans, why you do you cook red beans on Monday. So what's your favorite thing that we wouldn't know as somebody on the outside of New Orleans looking in, other than those things I already named?
Well, it's always pretty much related to food. So another thing would be beignets, and frozen daiquiris. That you catch a real New Orleans person on a good old Sunday, they gonna have a daiquiri in their hand. Another good thing that I enjoy here in the city from time to time is what they call a second line. So it's like a parade, which is gonna have different organizations have second lines. Some of them include Mardi Gras Indians to come out with them. So all that ties in with Carnival, but it has its own take on it, and it's throughout the year. You could catch a second line any good old Sunday in New Orleans. And when you do, you might get stuck in traffic. What you do, you park your car, you get out, find the nearest person selling a cocktail, you get you one.
You take advantage of getting stuck in traffic in New Orleans. I love that. I absolutely love that. So I had another question, because when I say I'm intrigued by New Orleans, I'm so intrigued because there are different accents, and a lot of people don't even recognize that they have an accent in New Orleans. Can you talk about that too?
About the different accents? So there are different accents from what I've been told. Because people come to the restaurant all the time and they always want me to say the word baby, which I don't understand what they hear, but it is something down here it is that's different from other places, because within the culture here in the city, you have uptown, downtown, Metairie, Kenner. So you could kind of tell sometimes where people are from because of the dialogue and the way they talk. Because more uptown, to me, accents have a little more quickness, the way they talk, versus the people from downtown, which is, I am originally from the 7th Ward in New Orleans, which is downtown, hard hits. And so you'll say things like, where you going? And somebody say, over there by my mom and them. So that kind of gives you a guidance of where that person's from because of the things they say or how they say it.
Yeah. So when I have Chef Kevin Belton, he was on before you, so he'll be on this same show. He taught, well, Monica had been teaching me too, but he says, baby. And I just love it when I hear you all say that.
Well, Chef Belton actually was a part of Lil Dizzy's Cafe at the Whitney Wyndham for a few years. He was in partnership with my father-in-law, Wayne Baquet Sr., when we had 2 Dizzies, which was located on Paudris, right down the street from the Superdome.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So he taught me last year how to say baby, and I just love it.
You don't have it yet. Keep working, my girl.
I know, but I've come a long way. Trust me. I've come a long way.
Hang in there, sweetheart.
Nobody will not mistaken me for being from New Orleans, but I actually love New Orleans. You all are my family, and I just love to hear you talk. I just love to hear you talk.
I understand. I have customers come in, and I'm telling them about the menu, and they just looking at me, and I'm like, "Did you hear me?" And the person will say, "Can you do it again?" And in my impression they misunderstood or they really don't know what I'm talking about the menu, but it's the fact they just want me to keep talking. They don't really care about what I'm saying with the menu. They just want to hear me talk, which I do get that often where someone comes in and they just want me to keep talking. Sometimes I can't entertain them, and sometimes I have to say, baby, I have to go back to work.
Baby, I have to go next. Okay, so I know I got to wrap this up for you because you actually in your restaurant and you have customers. So what tell us about your menu, and then tell us what are you doing for Mardi Gras? I know you got another ball. Tell me about that. I know you got to go, but I'm so curious for people to know your menu. We know red beans and rice, but what else is on there?
Well, Little Dizzy's Cafe sells gumbo. We have everyday items that we sell, and then we do daily specials. So every day when you come to Little Dizzy's, you could get gumbo, fried chicken. You could get a po' boy sandwich. You could get seafood, sides. And then we specialize in the daily specials, which Monday is always red beans. Tuesday, you're going to get white beans. And you could get a stuffed bell pepper on a Tuesday if you like. And because the bell peppers are so popular, they're also available on Wednesdays. Now, Wednesday is jambalaya day. Thursday is the best day ever. Smothered okra, because that's my favorite food in the world. So Thursday is my favorite day. Friday, we do a recipe called catfish jardine. Fried catfish with shrimp and crab meat on top and a lemon butter sauce. That is my most popular item of all, is the catfish jardine. And then Saturday, because you get people who are vacationing, who are visiting, we offer a few more specials on Saturday, like smothered pork chops, catfish and grits. And we have an amazing item called the shrimp grillade. It's shrimp and grits, but a little fancier, where you're going to have onions, bell peppers, tomatoes, mushrooms, and it's sauteed, put on top of cheesy grits with a gravy.
Ooh, if I wasn't hungry, I sure am now. And let me tell you about this, Arkisha. I went to, and I probably pronounced your name wrong, but that's the way we outside of New Orleans do it. So Monica and I were at Maro's, and I was looking at the menu, and she's like, and the guy's like, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want a poor boy. I want a poor boy or something." I said it wrong, and he's like, "Excuse me," and Monica had to like translate it for me.
She wanted a po' boy.
She wanted a po' boy. Oh, bless your heart. So po' boys are really popular in New Orleans. And you know the history behind a po' boy?
No, I don't.
The history, from what I understand about a po' boy, is the fact that the workers were on strike. They were on strike for better wages. And there was a baker who would make sandwiches, and he would use this sandwich, the po' boy, which is French bread. He was a baker. He had French bread. So he started to use his French bread and just throw whatever he could put on there, some meats, and cut them into pieces, and he would give it to his workers and say, "Go feed those po' boys over there striking." So that's how it created the name, because it was given to men who were on strike but couldn't afford to get anything to eat while they were on strike.
And somebody created this sandwich, and it is a po' boy.
There you go. There you go.
Coming to New Orleans in April, probably, and we shutting it down, honey. We shutting it down. I promise you, it's going to be amazing. And I want to come on Monday. I want to come on a Saturday. I want to come whatever day. But anytime I come, I know it's going to be a great menu selection. So I just want to say thank you so much for being my guest today. We talked about this last year and made it happen. Thank you for taking out your busy schedule to be with me. So Mardi Gras ball, what are you wearing to the next one? And I heard you say you recycle your dresses. Amen.
I do, because there's so many balls that I attended. This is the most I've attended in one season, to be honest. And I'm actually riding in 3 different parades. I've never rode in 3 parades in 1 year. So this Mardi Gras season is a little extra for me. But that's my thing. That's my personality. I love Mardi Gras. My husband knows that. My kids knows it. So I'm just happy that I do have a family that supports this habit that I have taken on. And I want to say thank you for inviting me. I truly appreciate it, because anytime we can let people outside of New Orleans know that we're here, that we offer, the great offerings that we have, the food, the hospitality. We love to do that.
Amen to that. And that sums it up. So I'm going to let you go, but we'll have to do this again. Thank you so much, Arkisha, for being my guest. You're amazing.
Well, thank you. And please stay connected with me. I truly appreciate it.
You know it. I follow you on all social media, and you're like my sister now, because Monica's going to make sure that we do something together this year.
All right. We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So I hope you all enjoyed this look at New Orleans, inside look of New Orleans and Mardi Gras and delicious food and restaurant tours and just goodness, right? Just good conversations and learning some stuff. And that's what it's all about for me. Because like I explained it in the earlier show, I always say think positive, dream big dreams, and help someone along the way. So it's like the Spirit just told me this morning, that's what I do. I think positive and I share positive information so that you can think positive. And then on the dream big, like we talked about the super AI, the AI supercomputer today, I was one of the first few networks that had this announcement, and the guy made it from Levi Stadium, a home of the San Francisco 49ers. Cadians is launching this big AI supercomputer. And so that was dream big, right? Because if you can dream it, it can be made. If you can think it, like everything that we see, touch, taste, and feel and smell, it started out as a thought in somebody's mind. And now we're enjoying the benefits of their thought becoming manifested, right? And then to help someone along the way, everything that I share is to help you in some way, whether it's to entertain you, inform you, challenge you, dare you, get you to think about something differently, or give you a new thought, then I've done it. And I thank God for the opportunity. And let me tell you, honey, I'm not doing this because it's easy. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it so people know my name or see me. I do it because I know this is what I was put in this earth realm for. This is what the Lord called me to do. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I've seen how I've grown, and in so many ways that I'm just giddy about it. And I can't wait to my next expansion of my mind, my thoughts, and this show and my friendships and everything. So I couldn't do it without you. So make sure you like, share, and follow me on all social media. It means a lot to me. I love hearing your feedback and your comments. So it makes everything just really amazing for me, and it makes it worth it. So continue to do that, and I'll continue to do what I do. So in closing, let's say it together. Think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye, everybody.